warmly welcome everyone to this historic occasion in which we will cut the ribbon and open the gates to the future. A tattered building with fading colors, the building wheezes as it struggles to hold its own against the turning hands of time. Unknown to most of its students in my generation was the building's beautiful and rich history. For it was not a building devoid of hope. Fairmount Heights High School was the embodiment of the dreams of Black students in Prince George's County from way back in the 1950s. It was the first publicly funded Black high school in the county and the symbol of pride for our African American communities. It faced Black disadvantage head-on and demanded opportunity as Black citizens fully supported its construction. And soon after, it became a bustling and successful institution. Fairmount Heights was threatened to close 5 times, especially as a result of the desegregation order of 1972. But its opposition could not handle the school's passionate community and solidarity as they rallied and protested successfully. Now, that building has fulfilled its purpose as it can hand down its legacy to the building that stands before us. A new building, and with it, a renewed sense of educational purpose for not only Black students, but all students. I thank you all for coming here today. We will now have the presentation of colors performed by the Fairmount Heights High School Junior ROTC.
March time, march! Left turn, march! Color guard, ho! Present colors!
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, colors! March time, march! Right turn, march! Forward, march!
Welcome to Mario Williams, current teacher and alumni of Fairmount Heights, class of '90, who will lead us in reciting the act of dedication. Mr. Williams, where are you? Are you taking pictures right now?
Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing today? If you look inside your program, there's a section that's called the act of dedication. I will read the components that say leader, and then after I read that, you guys will follow by reading the parts that say audience. We set apart these buildings to the service of our students, teachers, parents, and community. We offer our heartfelt thanks to our Creator, whose beneficence has made it possible for us to have these buildings. a place where we, as members of the Fairmount Heights High School family, can come together and learn and build new relationships. In all our activities, we endeavor to use these buildings for our students to acquire knowledge and wisdom. For the teaching of our children. For the nurturing of our children. For the future leaders of our nation. Thank you.
Now we will commence the ribbon cutting. At this time, Mrs. Tori Walker, our principal, please come forward. After the ribbon cutting ceremony, we invite all guests to join us for the ceremonial program held in the gymnasium.
Alumni would like to stand by. Alumni would like to stand behind. We can now cut our ribbon. All right. Woo! All right. I definitely got you. I got you.
Good morning. As we begin our ceremonial program, we ask that all speakers limit their remarks to 2 minutes. Again, I am honored to introduce our principal, Mrs. Tori Walker.
Good morning to our platform guests, to our Fairmount Heights Alumni Association, and to everyone who is gathered here today. I say welcome to you. Welcome. I also see members of the Prince George's County School System, so welcome. This is such an awesome day, and we are truly excited. We broke ground 2 years ago, and to walk into this new building and to this new campus, it brings such pride to us, and we are truly excited about being here on this day. It seemed like it was never going to come, but it has come. Our students are enjoying the new facility. My staff, administration, it has just been a blessing to us to see where we have come from. I've been the proud leader of Fairmount Heights for the last 5 years. I say that I am the leader where I am leading adults to lead students to greatness, because that is the expectation that Fairmount Heights that we have. I have learned so much from the Alumni Association as I have been working close with them, and I just thank them so much because I would not be here without them, but they have just given me the rich history that the Fairmount Heights School has embodied and engulfed over the last 67 years, and I do believe we will be celebrating tonight 67 years at the gala. But I just want to thank everyone because this has been a journey, and I've often reflected, not many principals get this opportunity to actually start from a groundbreaking and then go all the way and to walk into the doors of a new school. And so I just thank God for this journey that He has put me on to be here, to be a part of this history, because it is truly history. And so once again, I want to welcome you. I want to thank everyone for coming out. And at this time, I am going to turn over the program to our choir director, Mr. Alan Reed, and we are going to have our Fairmount Heights alma mater. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Farmer and the band. We will now have greetings from Carolyn M. Boston, Board Member, District 6, and Vice Chair of the Board of Education, Prince George's County Public Schools.
Well, good morning. This is a great day, long anticipated day. But before I begin, I want to recognize some key people here this morning. The Honorable Lily Martin, who is the mayor of the town of Fairmount Heights, who for many years have led the conversation on the new Fairmount Heights, so thank you. Also, I think Victor Ramirez, the Senator Victor Ramirez for this District 47B, thank you for joining us as well. And a special acknowledgement to my partner here, my colleague, Ms. Patricia Eubanks, who represents the School District 4. And I would be remiss not to thank Ms. Joan Crowder, who I know graduated from Fairmount Heights years ago and has helped to coordinate this event, so thank you. You know, as we stand here today, celebrating the opening of this new state-of-the-art school building, I'd like to take a moment to highlight the rich history of the Fairmount Heights High School and its significance in Prince George's County. A historical landmark, the original Fairmount Heights High School opened in 1950 in Capitol Heights as the first school in Prince George's County to educate African American students, and the first high school in the county to offer 12th grade to African American students. The opening of Fairmount Heights Senior High School was the capstone of many years of struggle for African American citizens seeking a modern school facility equal to those attended by white students. It was the fulfillment of a dream for Black citizens who had campaigned actively for many years for a modern high school in the county. During the 1950s, 2/3 of the county's Black high school students attended Fairmount Heights. They were bused in from as far as Accokeek in the south, Bowie in the east, and Lowell in the north. In the 1970s, Fairmount Heights became central in the local fight to desegregate Prince George's County schools. It became a significant landmark and point of pride and achievement in this community. Fast forward, today, age and natural disaster took its toll on the school, to a place where it became one of our school system's oldest buildings in dire need of repair. My advocacy for a new Fairmount Heights High School began during my tenure as a council member and vice mayor for the historical town of Fairmount Heights. While serving as a council member for the town of Fairmount Heights, we attended numerous community meetings to advocate for a new high school, including lobbying our elected officials. Since I've been on the Board of Education, my focus for the last 7 years has been to make sure we invested in a new Fairmount Heights High School. The journey to this place, a new Fairmount Heights High School, was ongoing for over a decade, but we achieved our goal, and we stand here today celebrating that. Give it applause. Today's ribbon cutting represents restoration that brings a piece of our school system's legacy full circle. It was just last year that this school community lacked resources enjoyed by most students in our school system. Now, students here will have access to the very best resources, technology, and facilities that our school system has to offer. This is the excellence for which Fairmount Heights was known when it was first opened, and now again, Fairmount Heights High School is the gold standard, setting the bar for our great school system. I am so pleased to see the restoration of this pillar of our community achieved. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Boston. Now we will have Patricia Eubanks, Board Member, District 4 of Prince George's County School System.
Good morning, everyone. Short and sweet. I'm honored to be here today. I'm honored to look at the faces that fought the fight to get us to where we are today. When I moved to Prince George's County in 1981, the year after I graduated from high school in Washington, D.C., I heard about all of the rich history of Fairmount Heights. Before I had my children that have gone through Prince George's County Public Schools, I taught as a full-time sub at Fairmount Heights. My children went to Fairmount Heights. So even though I didn't graduate from Fairmount Heights, I've always felt as if I was part of the family. And I thank you, and I thank you for the fulfillment of seeing this day come together. God bless you all. Sorry.
Thank you, Ms. Eubanks. We will now have greetings from Dr. Kevin Maxwell, Chief Executive Officer of the Prince George's County Schools.
Good morning, everyone. Wow, I don't know. This is a great day for Fairmount Heights High School. This is a great moment in the history of Fairmount Heights. It's a great day in the history of Prince George's County. It is a great day for our children, our most precious resource. It doesn't happen alone. It isn't something that I did or any one individual in this room did. It took us working together as a community to make this happen. I want to do a couple additional recognitions. There are a bunch of my people in here, and I wouldn't dream of introducing it all, but my folks in Capital, in procurement, in design, all the folks that are here from Prince George's County Public Schools, if you'd stand or wave if you're already standing, because I see a bunch of you against the wall over there. I think we have architects, I think we have our design team, we have our builders and folks represented here. Where are you today? I know, there we are, yep, thank you all very much. Where are the alumni and the folks of Fairmount Heights? You stand up because this is your baby. Every time I touch the microphone, electrical. So listen. You've heard Carolyn Boston talk about the history of Fairmount Heights, and that history parallels across Prince George's County, but Fairmount Heights has always been a significant part of the history of Prince George's County. No advocate on the Board of Education has been stronger in their voice for this high school and for the town of Fairmount Heights than has Carolyn Boston and Pat Eubanks, and they deserve your support and your praise for that work. Part of the team that helps this happen is also our partners in state and local government. Because our county, unlike in some other states, in Maryland, we don't let our own bonds, we don't raise our own money. It comes from our partners at the state and local government. Our county executive, our county council have done more than their fair share to make sure that this happened. Our partners at the state, our senators and delegates in the room today, have done their part as our delegation in Annapolis. But our county government stepped up to the plate and provided 90% of the funds of this high school, which is much more than our share should have to be. This school cost about $90 million, and our county put up about $80 million of that $90 million, and that is not the share that we should have as Prince George's County Public Schools. Our senators and our delegates cannot increase the budget that the governor recommends. And our governor has reduced the amount of funding for capital programs in the state of Maryland from $400 million a few years ago to under $300, about $250 million. And we need to have schools like this all across Prince George's County, from Suitland to High Point to Laurel to Surrattsville. And that makes your support. Your job is not finished. You have to help other communities like Fairmount Heights have the same state-of-the-art programs that you have, that you deserve, and that you needed to have. We need them all over Prince George's County. Thank you for your advocacy. Don't leave us behind.
Yes.
All right. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Maxwell. Now we will have a presentation from Congressman Anthony Brown.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Anthony Brown for today. My name is Ashley Sharp. I am a community engagement officer for Congressman Anthony Brown. I cover all of Prince George's County. And he really wanted to be here today, but he made sure that I was here to present a citation to Principal Walker in his absence. And the citation reads, "This citation is presented to Fairmount Heights High School in recognition of the ribbon cutting for the new Fairmount Heights High building in Hyattsville, Maryland." And please feel free to display it wherever you want.
Thank you.
And I bring greetings from the Congressman. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we will have another presentation from Senator Van Hollen.
Hello, everyone. I guess I'm Senator Van Hollen for today as well. Unfortunately, the senator could not attend this morning, but he sends his congratulations and greetings on this beautiful school. I mean, it's very impressive, and as everyone has said before, it's a testament to how much you care about your community and the history of the school. So again, congratulations on behalf of Senator Van Hollen. Thank you.
We will now have remarks from our honorable guests, and we please ask that you limit your time to 2 minutes. We have to share the spotlight. Please welcome Senator Joanne C. Benson, representing District 24.
Here goes all of our time.
Why people laughing in here? Does anybody know? Good morning, everybody. The Fairmount Heights High School Alumni Association, Fairmount Heights High School students, the families, the staff, the elected officials in this room. Let me tell you all, this is a great day. You know, when we started this journey, a lot of people said it couldn't be done. But this is what happens when you work together. I also want you all to know that there's another new school that's coming down the pike. Delegate Howard, the delegates, and I, and the senators have secured about $160 million for a brand new Suitland High School.
All right.
We ain't playing. Homies are not playing. I really want to say thank you. I want to thank all of you who are here this morning because this is extremely important. And it's important for our children. It's important for our staff. It's important for this community. Because you know what? Our children do well, our staff do well, our teachers do well, our principal does well in an environment that's conducive to teaching and learning. I look forward to a lot of wonderful things happening here. And before I proceed any further, I want Mrs. Crutchfield to please stand. You all know Miss Crutchfield? Hi? Stand up, Miss Crutchfield. Miss Crutchfield is 91 years old. She served 47 years at Fairmount Heights High School with Mr. Jim Golson. She was one of the cement glues, young people, that kept the school together. And we've got to give credit where credit is due. While many of you didn't like her then, but you love her now. She said some things that you didn't like, but you love her now. And I want to publicly thank her for the work that she did at Fairmount High School. I want to thank the teachers for the work that you do. I want to thank everybody. I'm just glad to be here. This is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful program. It is a wonderful celebration. They asked me to speak for, what did you say, 2 hours? 20 minutes? Oh, they said 2 minutes, didn't they? But you all know how much I love you and how much I feel about this community. And we're going to continue to work hard in Annapolis. We're going to work together here in the county. We're going to work with the county executive. We're going to work with the superintendent. We're going to work with everybody. We're going to work with the school board, the council, to ensure that wonderful things continue to happen for our school system. God bless all of you, and I'm just glad to see you here today. God bless.
We will now like to receive Senator Paul G. Pinsky, who represents District 22.
Thank you very much. I have a little scratchy throat. Someone to do this. I was introduced to Fairmount Heights, the building, in the summer of 1975. It was to be my first teaching job. An idealistic young white guy from New Jersey who first met Miss Crutchfield, first person I saw coming into that office. And I was introduced to the school, but it took me a little longer to be introduced to the legacy, the history, the culture, the experience of Fairmount Heights. You know, I went in the building, I met Don Kaya, John Burrell, Sam Jordan. I tried to hold the whistle for Kenny Freeman, which was hard, and I know he would be thinking of what a wonderful gym this was. I had many students. Today I ran into Kevin Green. I taught history. Then Keith Battle, who sat in the back of the room, who's now Reverend Keith Battle. Young African Americans from Chapel Oaks and Fairmount Heights who were hungry to be there and thriving. And it was a few years after desegregation, so there were young white students, some who didn't want to be there, some who said, it is what it is. And I have to tell you, while I was there to help shape young minds, Fairmount Heights, that school, that culture, shaped me. And I have to tell you, as I walk through and I see old friends and old faces and former students, it's very important to me that as we go forward, and this is to the students, all of you, that you have an opportunity to meld this beautiful environment, this beautiful building, which is really conducive to learning, with the spirit, the history, the struggle that goes along with the name Fairmount Heights. So, you know, I don't want to take long. I could go on for hours. There are lots of stories I could tell. Because after that original group of people who were there at Fairmount Heights when it opened, when it was the one black high school, and then we had Douglas. Then a new group of people came on, Ralph Payton and Jeff Pipelow. And you had these great historic African-American teachers and a few young idealistic white folks with long hair probably back in the 70s. But it has a great tradition. And now it also has a great building to go along with that to replace the old building. So I can only encourage the students to work towards empowering yourselves, to gaining that education so you can continue the struggle for social justice and economic justice. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Pinsky. Now let's invite Carolyn J.B. Howard, Delegate District Legislative 24, to the podium.
Thank you very much. Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but you said it could, and look at what we have today. Give yourselves a hand. It's a great day in the neighborhood. It's wonderful. I feel the excitement. Some of you ask, when did you graduate from Fairmount Heights? Well, I graduated from high school in 1956. I've been in Prince George's County since 1970 as a second grade teacher at Beaver Heights under the principalship of Grace Cabanis. And Grace Cabanis said, "You grow or go." That was her motto. You were all so wonderful. Our kids left Beaver Heights, went to Bethune Junior, and then to Fairmount Heights. So that's my affinity with Fairmount Heights, and I haven't left you since. I left people like Jerome County, Richmond Seidel, and so many students who matriculated through Fairmount Heights, and I forget the other names. I told you I graduated in 1956. And I will have 30 years after next year in the legislature. But I will still be around to give my assistance to you because you do have a rich history. I know about that history. I love you too. And if there's anything I can do in the future, just let me know. Thank you very, very much. I was almost through. I haven't had my 2 minutes yet. I'm at 1 minute and 45 seconds. And I heard Mary McKinney, who is still my friend today, say, "Oh, we'll be calling on you." So I look for you all to do the same. Have a wonderful day. I feel the excitement.
Thank you, Ms. Howard. Now we welcome to the podium Rashawn L. Baker III, Prince George's County Executive.
Thank you. I don't know how you top any of that. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to try and be brief. Did Joanne take all of our time? No. Principal Walker, if you can come up. I'm not going to read the proclamation. This is a proclamation from Prince George's County, from the county to the school for its opening. I'd like to present that to you. Thank you. And you can also hang that wherever you want.
I will. Thank you. You're welcome.
So, as I was walking in here, I was actually talking to Senator Pinsky and his wife Joan, and I asked, had Joan taught here? And he said, we actually met here. And they taught basketball. I mean, they coach basketball here. And it just had me thinking as I was sitting there about this school and how important it is to us. James Weldon Johnson's poem, God of our weary years, God of our silent tears. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears. This is not just the opening of a high school. This is the acknowledgement of a struggle that has taken place throughout this country. Right here in Prince George's County, people like Jim Dyke got their education here and went on to be some of the top lawyers in the country, some of the top teachers in the country. Senator Pinsky talked about how it shaped his mind and his place, where now in Annapolis he puts those legislation to place. Carolyn J.B. Howard, Joanne C. Benson, Senator Tommy Broadwater, all of us who had an opportunity to do things in this country was because of what happened here at Fairmount Heights. And what I always, this is a concern my wife has always had, and we share together, is whether in fact the children who are sitting right up there in these corners and back here understood and understand what it took to get here. That this is more than just bricks and mortars. This is more than just a pretty building. This is an opportunity to shape the world to come. That's why these people are here, and they're so happy the alumni are coming back, not just to see a building, because they know what took place to make it happen. That is what makes Fairmount Heights special. And that's what makes you special. God bless you.
Now we will introduce County Councilwoman Andrea C. Harrison.
Well, good morning to the alumni, to all of our distinguished podium guests, and to the students most especially. I'm Andrea Harrison, and I'm so proud to represent this part of Prince George's County. As a native of Prince George's County, and almost all of my family came through Prince George's County, Fairmount Heights, I'm sorry. I'm so happy to be here. The advantage of going at the end is that everyone else has said basically what you need to say, so you don't have to be very long-winded. But I just want to say that it has been a true partnership. It hasn't been easy. $90 million to get this building opened. And it wasn't easy to start. I had the privilege of sitting next to Mr. David Lever, who, when I came on the council 9 years ago, was the head of the Interagency Committee, which is the group that gives the planning money before you can even start. And it wasn't an easy journey, but we made it through. So, Mr. Lever, I want to thank you for all that you have done to ensure that we've gotten to this day. To all of the school system personnel, there are many of them who are retired now, those who worked on the capital program and worked with the county council. Thank you so much for indulging us. We are still, even as of last week, there are still questions about some of the money from my colleagues because it still shows in the line, but that's a whole nother story. The bottom line is that we are here this day to celebrate this opening of this school for these students and to remember all that you have gone through to get here. And I promise that as we look at the adaptive reuse of the historic Fairmount Heights High School, that we will ensure, that I will do everything that I can to ensure the integrity, the respect, and the legacy of all that have come through those doors on Nye Street, so that we can ensure that these students understand that it's not just, as Mr. Baker said, bricks and mortar, but this is legacy, this is history. And young people who are in this room and who may be watching, I encourage you to look at these alumni who sit across from you, who sit next to you, embrace them, talk to them, understand what they had to go through, because at one time, students couldn't go to school all day long when you were in high school. You went to school half a day, some went in the morning, some went in the evening. So we've come a long way here in Prince George's County. Understand the legacy, understand what black folk went through to get an education back in the 50s and the 60s and the 40s or whatever. Take the time to talk to these seniors so that you understand how important an education is here in Prince George's County, so that you can be successful like some of these other people who've come through here. He mentioned Mr. Dyke, Mr. Price, Senator Broadwater. We have so many legends right here in this room that have come through Fairmount Heights High School, who have been here in Prince George's County, who haven't left, who are here for you. Understand it, embrace them. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Harrison. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. David Lever, former Executive Director of the Interagency Committee on School Construction.
Good morning. It's a tremendous pleasure for me to be here. In my former position as Executive Director, I have been with this project for a long time. Mr. McCabe, who's sitting up there in the stands, and who I worked with when I was in Prince George's County Public Schools. And Ms. Gloria Mikowajacek, who's sitting there, my former colleague at MSDE. We're all involved in this, and I was talking to them earlier. We were thinking about some of the things that we went through to bring this project about. And I think we recognize that this was one of the most complex projects that we saw in the entire state of Maryland. It was also one of the largest projects that was carried out. There have been other large high schools. This is certainly one of the largest. But it is also one of the most necessary and most needed of the projects. We've heard about the legacy of Fairmount Heights High School and the rich history of the community and the building. But I think most people would admit that it was a pretty difficult building, that it was not educationally adequate, that it presented security problems, that the site itself was not what you would want for a modern high school. When I was down in Prince George's County, I was director of capital programs here from about 1996 to 2003. I was very much involved in Fairmount Heights High School, and we recognized that that was a school that we needed attention, it needed work. So we were delighted to see it come through. One of the basic missions of the state's program is equity, that students across the entire state should be housed in schools that are comparable to one another. So when we find a school that is very inequitable in its physical arrangements, that becomes a very important focus to see what can be done either through renovation or in many cases through replacement, which is exactly what happened with Fairmount Heights. And the result of that very long process is this magnificent building that you have today, which will support education. The building itself is a physical testimony to perseverance to all the staff who were involved, many of whom I know, in carrying this out. It's also a testimony to high standards, to build a building which has ahead of it the next 50 years of life that will endure and be an economical, well-functioning, comfortable building that will support education, but also flexible, because we know that educational programs will change in that period, that student demographics will change, enrollments will change, and the school has to be able to accommodate all of these changes. It's also a testimony to the importance that's placed on education in Prince George's County. And the people that you've heard mentioned before, from the Board of Education, the Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Baker, the County Executive, the members of the County Council, and the state representatives in the General Assembly, in the House of Delegates, and in the Senate, are all part of that team that makes it possible for education to have the high place that it does in the state of Maryland. So I have to say thank you very much for having me here today, and congratulations to everybody, community, and all the people who participated in bringing about this great work. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lever. We will now have a presentation from Gloria Mikowacek, School Facilities Architect Supervisor, MSDE.
Thank you. I'm very honored to be here. I remember the planning and looking through different site plans for this project. It was a very exciting project. I'm so very happy that it's come to fruition. It's taken a long time, but it's well worth it. I have a presentation or a citation from the governor for Principal Walker, I'm sorry, excuse me. The governor of the state of Maryland to Fairmount Heights High School, greetings. Be it known that on behalf of the citizens of this state, in recognition of the outstanding commitment of the students, faculty, and staff of the Fairmount Heights High School to quality education and academic excellence, with sincere congratulations on the occasion of the dedication of your replacement school, and as an expression of our admiration, great respect, and sincere best wishes for success in the future, we are pleased to confer upon you this governor's citation this 13th day of October, 2017. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks.
We will now like to give a hearty welcome to Mr. Fred Smith, the Legacy Committee Chairman and a Fairmount Heights alumni, who has donated hundreds of hours and worked tirelessly on behalf of our students' futures.
Good morning, and thank you. As a 1963 graduate of Fairmount Heights High School, this is truly a day we have long waited for. As the future is now, we must not forget the past. Fairmount Heights celebrates 67 years as an educational institution in Prince George's County. Oh, if only Mr. Golson, Ms. Fentress, Mrs. Pruden, Mr. Curry, Mr. Ransom, Mrs. Baltimore, and all of those teachers, staff, and administrators. Oh, I said Fentress. If they could see this new Fairmount Heights. Well, Ms. Crutchfield is here with us. I would be remiss if I did not pay homage to one, Mr. John Williams. Former teacher at Fairmount Heights and a longtime president of the Alumni Association, whose years of dedicated service was instrumental in making this day possible. I want to express our deepest gratitude and appreciation to the Prince George's County Public School Board, Dr. Kevin Maxwell, CEO, and his staff, Grimm and Parker Architects, Grundy Construction, and JMT for your commitment and support to the project. We, the Fairmount Heights High School Alumni Association, are indeed proud this day, and I feel a privilege to have been a part of making this day possible. We say to the staff, students, and all assembled here today, today marks the beginning of the next chapter of this historic institution. The challenge for us all is to make Fairmount Heights High School the #1 high school in Prince George's County in all aspects, academics as well as athletics. Ms. Walker, on behalf of the Alumni Association, we want to present you and to the school the scissors that were used at the ribbon cutting to display here as part of the history and legacy of Fairmount Heights.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. We feel truly blessed for this new school building that inspires us to do our best and encourages us to look forward to the future. Thanks to everyone in this room who worked tirelessly, advocated, and supported the creation of this newly designed Fairmount Heights High School. Our appreciation is too great to be fully expressed with words, as this gift of a new school was more than we could have imagined. Your hard work and effort will be rewarded through the continuous accomplishments of our students. This change breathes new life into this school and this community, and we can only expect more great things to come. We invite everyone to join us for our open house on tomorrow, Saturday, October 14th at 10 o'clock in the morning. Please join us now in the Black Box Theater to have some refreshments, as it is the least we can do to give back. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.